I told my family Yvette was delivering my baby. My husband Jason and I had our birth plan all figured out with our doctor at the hospital, but we kept it secret because my family is absolutely insane about my pregnancy. Last month, my mother literally called my doctor's office pretending to be me, trying to get details about my appointments. When the receptionist wouldn't tell her anything, she showed up at the office demanding to see my medical records. My sister kept sending me scary articles about hospital infections and saying I needed to book some fancy birthing center that costs $5,000 a night. Jason's mother was the worst though. She showed up at our house with a whole binder of birth plans she printed from mommy blogs and ranked them with sticky notes. When I told her we already had everything planned, she actually said we were too young and stupid to make decisions without her help. My baby shower was the most humiliating one. My mother had grabbed my belly without asking and announced to everyone that I was carrying wrong and definitely needed a C-section. Jason's mother told my cousins we were going to mess everything up because we wouldn't listen to experienced mothers. And my sister was showing everyone photos of expensive birthing suites on her phone, saying our hospital was basically a death trap where people go to catch diseases. Jason found me overwhelmed and crying in the bathroom after his mother sent him 12 texts about how disappointed she was that we weren't including family in our decisions. That's when we decided enough was enough. The next day at brunch, I dropped the bomb. When they started having their daily discussion about our birth plan, I smiled and said they were right and we had changed our plan. We're having the baby at home in a kiddie pool in our backyard with my friend Lindsay. She's a veterinarian. The silence was incredible until my mother whispered, "A vet like for animals?" I nodded, explaining that Lindsay had been doing all my checkups and ultrasounds at her animal clinic after hours using the same equipment she uses for pregnant dogs. She says humans are easier than horses, and she's delivered hundreds of those, Jason added with a straight face, while his mother's coffee mug started shaking in her hand. My sister's face turned purple and she started screaming, "That has to be illegal! You'll go to jail and they'll take your baby," while my mother frantically Googled, "Can vets legally deliver human babies?" on her phone with shaking hands. Jason's mother kept repeating, "This cannot be happening," and called her church friends for an emergency prayer chain. For 2 weeks straight, they went absolutely mental trying to change our minds. My mother constantly sent me articles about home births gone wrong with messages like, "Please read before you kill my grandbaby." Jason's mother brought a priest to our house to pray over us and convince us we were making a terrible mistake. My sister actually called animal control to report Lindsay for illegally practicing medicine on humans and tried to get her veterinary license taken away before the birth could happen. Since she had no proof this was actually happening, animal control told her to stop making prank calls. The funniest part was watching them try to be supportive while obviously dying inside. My mother would say things like, "If you really think a horse doctor is qualified, then I guess I support your decision," while looking like she wanted to throw up. They tried everything from bribes where they offered to pay for the fancy birthing center to threats about calling Child Protective Services, but we kept insisting Lindsay was amazing and had successfully delivered tons of mammals. I even told them she was planning to use the same forceps she used for difficult puppy deliveries, which made my sister actually scream. The day before my due date, they staged a massive intervention with a real midwife and a lawyer. They even printed out a PowerPoint about infant death rates. Right in the middle of the lawyer explaining that Lindsay could go to prison, I grabbed my stomach and said I was in labor. "Good thing Lindsay just got here. She's setting up the pool in the backyard," I said between fake contractions, while Jason pretended to time them on his phone. The chaos that followed was absolutely legendary. My sister was running outside screaming at nobody because Lindsay wasn't even there, and my mother calling 911 shrieking, "My daughter is having a baby with a horse doctor in a kiddie pool. Send everyone you have." Jason's mother fell to her knees speaking in tongues while my mother tried to physically drag me to the car. That's when Jason and I completely lost it and started laughing so hard I almost peed myself. I finally told them we'd been registered at the hospital for months, and our overnight bag had been packed in the car for weeks. Maybe next time you'll respect that some things are none of your damn business until we're ready to share them.